part of the struggle as a designer is figuring out how to get what you're trying to say across to people.
We had this story in mind that this character would be scavenging for clothing, and so everything was stained and tattered and sandpapered and burnt. Then that person being reborn as a California condor, which is this black, ominous, but powerful, amazing creature.
It was almost as like with the condor that the history of its existence was mapped on its body or face. It let you know that this has existed, that it has this almost prehistory. And
black's an interesting color because there's so many colors that go into black. There's so many textures that you can make out of black. And I really felt like if you were going to be showing a bird, you'd want to show all the textures in a bird. So you'd have things that look feathered or ruffled or mangled in the case of this bird.
I think that the white for Laura and I was really a matter of material. This idea of doing something I think that was incandescent and kind of how you play with light. Almost like a firefly, how that I think occupies space. If you just hold those dresses, if you're just holding one in your hand, it becomes this limp nothing. It almost looks like nothing. And really when you look at them, they're layers of tulle, it's layers of wool and all these things that are pieced together to make something that seems to exist that doesn't exist. You can never move away from what fashion is. I mean, you're making clothes to be worn, and it kind of exists in that material construct. I think at the same time, what's fascinating about it is how it defies certain aspects of that.
I think Kate in our minds kind of really big in the sense that we talk a lot about a lot of different things to come up with one finite idea. But I don't think Kate and I ever feel satisfied with a collection if we don't feel like there's a point that comes across.
Our collection that had the red and white dresses was a collection based off horror films and ballet.
There's this passage in a Sylvia Plath book where she talks about blood and water and how it looks like a poppy. So there was sprays of color that looked more like bursts of very delicate, because we did it on screens in very lightweight colors, and then things that looked more like the aftermath of something to be.
Those dresses are really focal points for us in some ways because they were the first time where I think an idea really translated in the garment really strongly for us.
I mean, with fashion, it's like you have to be able to communicate a story to someone else.
I think the ideas are complex because we're trying to answer questions for ourselves, and in truth, I don't really know what those questions are.